Hi, parents, and welcome to week 5 of the Best News Ever, where we want your kids to know that they can be close to God no matter what. This week, our symbol is a balloon, which I think, it just helps bring us up close to God, even though we know God's all around us. I think it's just a really cute symbol for the kids. And we just want, like I said, we just want kids to know that they can be close to God too. So just like in the Bible, where there was, everybody was on the mountaintop and Jesus was talking, and the disciples were kind of like, parents were bringing the kids to Jesus, and the disciples were like, no, hold back, stay back. And Jesus actually rebuked the disciples and said, no, let the kids come to me. And Jesus actually stopped what he was doing in that moment and actually spent time with the kids and blessed them. And so I just want our kids to know that, like, man, they get to be close to Jesus, that they don't have to wait till they're an adult. They don't need an adult. Although we very much can help them, just kind of like the parents are like helping to bring them to Jesus, we get to help bring kids to Jesus, but that they can actually spend time with God by themselves. And so, this week, I don't know if you checked your kids' bags, but now I would check the bag. This is a great little worksheet that we provided that just helps kids thinking through, like, man, is there a special place where you feel particularly close to God? So I know sometimes for us adults, like maybe sometimes when we're out in nature, or if we're listening to music, or if we're in a comfy spot in our bedroom, like those are just places that we can have that really help us feel closer to God. And maybe our kids have a spot, or if not, just how can we help them think through, like, man, what could that spot look like to you? How, like, pay attention to when you're feeling God's presence the most. So I was just having encouraged, like I said, if you haven't already, to spend some time just maybe even reviewing this worksheet. And if you're like, hey, I can't find it, I'll just read the questions to you guys real quick. So, the first one is, if you and God could have a special time together anywhere in the world right now, where do you think he would take you? Ask God, why did you pick that place? Ask God, what do you want to say to me here in this place? And then you could draw a picture of what you felt, saw, or heard. So even though this says in the world, you can even just narrow that down to, like, in our house or in our backyard or, in our neighborhood. Like, where do you think God would want to take you to spend time with you? I think that's just a really great exercise to help kids realize, like, man, God's always with me. But sometimes, like, I can go to that special place when I'm really needing to feel God's presence. And maybe as you pick that place, or as kids are experiencing God's presence, just like every week, I would just love to hear that. So if you have a video, if the kids are willing to share that on video, or even if they can just tell you and you're willing to email that to me so we can share it with my team, that would be great. Just a great way to encourage each other, and just share with other kids, like, hey, here's something that one of your classmates has experienced. And last but not least, we do have our declaration that I hope the kids are working on learning and memorizing. Again, if they come up and say it to me, they can get a piece of candy or a prize or something like that. But we have the declaration that I hope you guys are working on together at home, along with the memory verse. So that is it. So that's week 5 of the Best News Ever. Kids can be close to God.